If you saw the thumbnail, you already know this video is gonna be of my college experience. But before we get to that, let me give you some backstory so that the main story can make sense. So I left off my story at finishing my boards exam, which went sort of well. After that, I applied for the college of the same institution as the institution that I studied in. It's like a huge campus containing at least 3 main colleges scattered around the campus. I wrote the entrance exam and I passed by 2 marks. It was time for summer holiday stuff, so I decided to learn how to drive, which is basically a whole story for a whole another video. But all you need to know now is that I had an experience, to say the least. Moving on, I had chosen science stream as I was really into AI a lot. Yeah, that's basically it for the backstory. Now to the main story. The first day of college. Picture this. I'm in a class of 80 students and surprisingly, by the end of the day, I already made around 3 to 4 friends, despite being an introvert at the time. Not sure how that happened, but it did. And one of them is quite important for the story. So let's call him Mr. B. Now Mr. B was elected by our class to be our cultural representative. After that, 1 week rolls by and we have to prepare for a talent hunt, which was like a week away, and most of us had completely forgotten about it. I'd already planned to act as a comedian, and I know that no one else in the entire college had thought to do such thing, because I asked my friends and they said no one had actually planned to do that. So I prepared the script and sent it to approval for Mr. B, and thought it was about this time he started to toughen up, Most of the other classes already had a fixed schedule of when and who was going to be performing, while we barely even had any. Good thing I was already ready with my act, as it was solo act and zero problems. However, turns out, after deciding on a fixed schedule, the final schedule, I had only 2 minutes, since we had a time limit of 1 hour per class. So I had really squeezed that script as much as I could. I was able to do so, but in the process, a lot of fun part had to be left out. I'm still wondering up to this day who won that talent show, because I don't remember them announcing anyone as the winner, for that matter. But we did surprisingly well compared to the other classes, because they actually ended up exceeding that time limit. So we had a good chance at winning. Almost a month rolls by and we have a test called T11, which stands for this. And turns out that these tests don't actually affect your grades. Despite that, I aced it. Soon after a week, we had to meet our college AO sir, who was basically a very important person, right? Who gave me a target of 96% for the first quarterly test, since these tests actually mattered in terms of grades, which of course I failed to reach. So then around 2 weeks passed by, and after the first quarterly test we had T12, which is mixed with preparatory practical exams. It's crazy. We had annual practical exams, which makes up 30 marks of the final exam, and soon after these practical exams, we have a midterm exam, after a few holidays of course, where non-practical subjects have 80 marks and the practical ones have 70. And this finally brings us up to date academically. You could say basically we were bombarded with tests. Now, since we're done with the boring details, let's start off with the next scenario. My friends. Now, the person that I usually sit next to in the class is none other than Mr. B, who has a friend. Let's call her Miss S. But in the end, we are friends who are facing the same stupid tests. One day, I share my hobby of playing chess with Mr. B, and turns out he does that too. So I challenged him to a chess duel, which of course I won first time. But I was willing to let go since it was online, and he said he wasn't ready. But he on the other end was quite angry and basically holding a grudge about that till the next PE period, where I lost due to one blunder. I'll accept that. In case you don't believe me, I'm gonna send this video to him, and I'm willing to bet he's gonna be angry about this. Now I'm gonna tell you why we play chess only during the PE classes, because if there's one thing this college has managed to maintain consistency in, is that we missed like 4 to 5 PE classes in a row. You might think that I'm making a big deal out of this, but trust me when I say this, we have one PE class per week, one. So basically we missed out on a whole month of PE class, just being stuck in the class. Another issue was that the ground was quite far away and it's also downhill, so the time the period is done and most of us don't even reach back in time for the 15-minute break that we have after PE. So me and Mr. B thought it might be best if we just play chess indoors. Now we know shenanigans leads to more shenanigans, so next shenanigan is gonna be about Miss S. I met Miss S as Mr. B introduced me to her one day after college. Now we don't sit in the same class, and that's why we only get to talk during the breaks and after college while going home. Now the way she got my number is surprising, because I don't usually hand out my number to people that I just met, and I never usually want to make sure whether they're trustable or just a good person in general. Let me explain. I think it was during the first quarterly test that she messaged me saying that it was Miss S and she needed my help since I was good in chem. Well, my weakness is chemistry. It is really my weakness since 10th. Not only was this a shock to me, but I also had another friend from school with the same first name, so I wasn't sure which Miss S I was talking to. Turns out it was one from the college. She said that Mr. B had actually given my number to her. That was something, I guess. And that's pretty much every shenanigan that I've faced up to now. I have tried to keep this video short and quick as I'm a lazy guy and I really need to upload because I haven't uploaded in like 3 months. Why? Because I was trying to make a cinematic video for the first time and I realized it's gonna take way too long for my small brain to understand what's going on. So I temporarily stopped that and started focusing on normal videos like this. So let me know your thoughts about this video in the comments and whether you had any other school or college shenanigans similar to this one. And I'll see you next time.